Welcome to the Guiltless Gourmets Scrumptious Summer. We are celebrating everything iconic about summer in the South and, of course, summer travel. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yay.
So I see that we have something pink and sparkling and beautiful. Looks and tastes like summer in a glass.
It
so
is, Lee.
Tell me about this.
Okay, so this is a sparkling wine from northern Italy, from the Friuli Venezia Giulia area.
Oh, good job.
Thank you. And it's not Prosecco, even though we think that only Prosecco comes from Italy. It is actually a sparkling wine made in the same way as Prosecco, but it's from a couple of grapes that you may not be familiar with. One is Franconia. Never going to find that one again.
Never heard of that.
And the other one is Pinot Nero.
Like Pinot Noir.
Woohoo!
Okay.
You go, girl. Yeah. So it's just lovely, light, sparkling, and you can find it anywhere, people. I found it at Whole Foods. It's called Scarpetto. And look at the cute little pig on the front.
I know, he's adorable. Yes, this is great. If a nice Italian cabana boy would bring this to me by my pool, I could have a happy summer.
Well, I brought it to you.
Oh, thank you. That'll be my second choice.
Okay.
So today we're going to talk all about food, wine, travel, summer stuff,
Yay.
but the most quintessential Southern summertime meal, I believe, is the illustrious tomato sandwich.
La.
So why don't you grab one of those?
Oh, I can't wait, Lee. I've been eyeing this for like the past half an hour.
So even though we claim to be gourmets, you have to put your tomato sandwich on cheap white bread. It is the only way to do it. If you try to put it on whole grain, you're just missing
The whole point.
the whole experience. And it's so basic. And the best thing to do is if you have your own garden, grab your tomato out of the garden while it is still warm from the sun, slice it up on your kitchen counter, a little salt, fresh cracked pepper, and then your mayonnaise of choice. That is also another highly debatable subject in the South as well. I would say that my favorite is the Duke's mayonnaise, and always has been.
Hellmann's and other
is another-
places.
yeah,
Yep.
So it's so good, and you buy the biggest loaf of the cheapest white bread you can find, and the best way to eat it is right over the kitchen sink, because if it's a good tomato, the juices are going to run down your face and run down your arm, and you're going to be so happy.
That's like poetry, right?
It really is.
It really is like poetry.
That's what's amazing. This is something so simple, but so when it's done right, or not even when it's done right, when the tomatoes are ripe, it is probably the most quintessential taste of summer that I can think of. So
it's so good, Lee. And I want to stop eating it,
does
right?
this actually pair with the rosé? What would you actually pair with the tomato sandwich?
You know, I do think it actually pairs with the rosé, because that rosé has a little bit of a little citrus brightness. And so the citrus goes really well with the sweetness of the tomatoes and the acid in the tomatoes. So I think it's the perfect pairing.
It's delicious. I'm very happy. And when you finally get that sandwich, because you search for the perfect tomato, the summer tomato, all year, and it's really hard to get a grocery store tomato that tastes good. So I'm happy.
I'm very happy. It's so good, and I really want to just sit here and drink the wine and eat the tomato, but I guess we should keep going.
Keep going. So yes.
Okay, so really simple, really plain, really delicious. Thank you.
And you know that you got the right bread when it kind of sticks in your teeth a little bit. So pardon me for but that's how you know it's the perfect bread.
And it is. Isn't that just so good?
So happy.
Sorry, we'll stop.
Okay, we could talk about tomato sandwiches for
a long
30
time.
minutes. So
okay, but we're talking about summer food, summer wine, and summer travel. And summer travel means, where'd we go? Where'd you go?
So I just recently got back from a wonderful trip to New York City with my daughter. We met up with some of my girlfriends from high school, which is always a blast. It's always fun to see people who still remember you as Lee or Lita, as my nickname was in high school, but that's a whole nother story.
I don't think it's probably not ready for prime time.
Instead of people knowing you as Abby's mom or Zach's, it's just nice to be you for a little bit. And I actually did bring my daughter with me, and she got to see a little bit of our craziness and fun that we have, and the fact that we've been friends for over 30 years. And
wow.
One of my friends lives in Tribeca, and we got to stay down in the Tribeca, Soho area.
Oh,
which I hadn't done before.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't done that either.
And we had some great shopping, and the weather was beautiful. You know, there's nothing better than New York on a beautiful day.
Because it's not like that all the time, right?
It's gorgeous. We got to walk along the Hudson River, and we had some access to some really fun places that, had I just been a regular tourist, maybe not have seen. My friend got us into a speakeasy for dinner.
Oh, fun!
Where we had sliders and chablis, which is a great combination.
That's
I don't think
awesome.
the restaurant even had a name. I can't even remember a sign over the door. It was great.
Best kind.
We went and sang karaoke.
Do you have a favorite karaoke song?
Anything from the 80s that involves a heavy metal hair band. So yes, that seems to be our theme. It was great. There are clips of that out in the world, so hopefully
that's very scary.
Hopefully they don't surface. And then we went to a great Greek restaurant.
Oh, yum.
And I've already come home and made a salad inspired by the Greek restaurant that we went to one night. It was a magical trip, and I went shopping.
I was just gonna say, we are shoppers. We like to shop when we travel. So what'd you buy?
And I didn't buy any clothes, but I bought these gorgeous candlesticks and candles at the Mackenzie Child store, which is just like a magical wonderland, very whimsical. And I love the black and white color palette, as you know, is just kind of my theme, and that's what most of my house looks like and most of my clothes. So it works out perfectly. And these beautiful things sit on my kitchen table, and every time I come downstairs in the morning, I'm reminded of the great trip to New York that I have.
Love
so
that.
This is something tangible that I can keep forever and remember that great trip. So.
That is so awesome. And I also see some chocolate over there.
Oh yeah, so this I didn't actually buy. This is really the surprise of the trip, because I had this on the plane on the way home. It was a Delta Airlines snack.
Wow.
And it is shortbread cookies with a little chocolate on top. And I love them so much that as soon as I got home, I ordered some from Amazon, and they were on my doorstep the next day.
Yay for Amazon. These are so good. Not good with the wine.
No.
But oh my gosh, so
And I
yummy.
like them that they're individually packaged, so you can just have one. Well, you can try to just have one, but anyway, it's a fun little treat, and this would be a great little dessert to serve after, you know, because sometimes you don't want a heavy dessert in the summertime, so just a little chocolate and a little nice sweet wine, maybe some strawberries or something like that would be a fun little quick dessert. So.
I love that.
So that's my trip. Where have you been? I know you've been somewhere really exciting.
I have,
lately.
but I can't stand it. I need for you to tell me about the corn before we even talk about any more travel.
Okay, so
look at this beautiful.
To me, another quintessential part of summer is some sweet corn. And this is just a little kind of creamed corn that I whipped up. I put in some Vidalia onion.
Yum.
Because, again, it's a Vidalia onion season right now, and you can't have a cookout or anything like that in a meal in the summer without a little Vidalia onion.
That is
They're great on the
exactly
grill.
right.
They're great chopped up in salads. They're so sweet, and they are delicious. So this is just a little corn sauteed in a little butter with a little cream cheese and just a splash of heavy or whipping cream, I guess.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper, that's all you need. And for a little spice and color, just to make it kind of confetti corn, we did some red and green jalapeno slices.
Yay.
So
Okay, so I'm dying to try it. And while you get this, I want to give our viewers another corn tip. So would you give us some? Do you have a spoon?
absolutely, yes, I do.
You want to put it in the little...
Oh yeah, let's put it in these cute little things.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yay. So here's another corn tip for you. Now I'm gonna love this, don't get me wrong, but if you don't want to put the heavy cream in or a lot of it or cream cheese, you can also take some of the corn and whiz it in your blender and put it back in, and it almost tastes like cream.
It
right?
does. That's
amazing.
a great healthy dairy-free substitute.
I know,
if you need to eat that. And a lot of times when the corn is really good, as you're shucking it off the cob, the milk comes out of the corn, and you don't really even need to add any cream or cream cheese or anything, or even whiz up extra corn, because when it's at its peak, it gives off its own perfect creaminess to go with it. So, and then the other thing, I think everything tastes better when you put it in a 90-year-old cast iron skillet.
I love that.
So this was my grandmother's cast iron skillet, and I think my grandfather made himself 2 slices of bacon and a fried egg every day for most of his life. So this is, it's been taken care of.
Yeah.
Actually, it hasn't always been taken care of. I did have to rescue it once, but that's the beauty
of cast iron.
You can re-season them and get the rust off of them, and then try to take better care of them next
in the
time.
future. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think having something like that just reminds me of great summer memories as a kid, because a lot of good food has come out of this pan. So.
Oh my gosh, this is so goodly.
Oh, it is good. So there you go. And this is great accompaniment for any kind of grilled meat or anything like that. It's delicious. And you could probably even use this as a dip for chips.
Absolutely.
So,
you know what? I see this. All right, I'm seeing with barbecued chicken, sliced tomatoes, and the corn. And this is so awesome because y'all notice that I picked up the pan with my hand. That's because you can serve it room temperature and it's still delicious. So that's a really great make ahead. You can make it that morning and then just leave it on top of the stove for a couple hours until you get ready to serve it. So,
beautiful.
Yay!
All right.
Oh my gosh, I'm eating much and drinking. Look, fill me up, sister.
Okay. All right, let's try not to spill that.
I'm getting into
my sommelier skills are not that good.
Look, you did great. Yum. Okay, and I gotta say, this sparkling wine goes well with the corn. It cuts through the creaminess of the cream cheese and the whipped cream, and it almost adds a little dash of lemon, so a little bit of citrus to it. So really good. And since it has bubbles, no tannin. Okay, tannin's that stuff that makes your teeth feel like they have a sweater. They need to be brushed. So when you are eating something spicy like this, you want something with no tannin and low alcohol, and this is both.
So what other kind of, I guess you would serve a white wine with this. What would be your ideal, just still white wine to drink with
still
this?
white wine, I would use something fun that has a lot of citrus or lime flavor. I always think of Albarino as very limey.
Okay.
So I think that one would be good too.
Awesome.
Yay.
Okay.
Albarino from Spain and sparkly from Italy.
All right. So speaking of Italy,
yes.
I think someone we know might have just gone there, and unfortunately it was not me. So why don't you let me live vicariously through your trip? I saw lots of pictures on Facebook, and it looked amazing.
Yes. Thank you. So I just hosted a trip to northern Italy. We went into Lake Como, we went across to Sondrio, and then to Lake Garda, and down, spent the last couple days in Prosecco. It was fabulously.
That sounds amazing.
Fabulous. Everything, I mean, sometimes you go on these trips and they're good, but this was great. The weather was beautiful every day. It was like 48 in the morning, and by lunchtime it was 75, and the sun shone on us. It was along the foothills of the Alps.
Oh, yes, that's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Lots of twisty, turny roads. The food was interesting. It was still pasta, but in some places up there it was more buckwheat pasta, more textured pasta. Lots of risotto, asparagus I almost brought asparagus for today, but I can't eat it yet again because I ate it for 8 days. It was wonderful, and Europeans love white asparagus, which we don't get very often in the United States. So I had a lot of, and the Germans call it spargel.
Spargel.
Isn't that a great word? So it was asparagus season. It was yummy. They did everything with asparagus, lots of risotto. And I must tell you, I spent some time in Milano, and Verona on the front and the end of the trip. And I want to tell our viewers why we are wearing such colorful clothes today, because I'm telling you people, Italy is full of color. All the windows had so much color, so much pattern. Lee, you're going to be really sad like I was, that the animal prints are kind of going away.
No,
I know.
That's the only color I have in my wardrobe.
But orange, yellow, pink, bright colors, bright patterns. I did go by the Gucci store and they had red hearts on everything. It did kind of remind me of the 70s, 80s kind of vibe. So lots of color, and we wore a color for you today. But I want to show you I bought so much. I, in fact, posted on Facebook all my things I brought back. I had an extra suitcase that I filled with food and wine.
That is a great way to travel.
So this is something I know you're going to love, and this is an Amaro. So an Amaro means it's a bitter liqueur, and in Europe, especially in Italy, they use it either as an aperitivo or a digestif. And it's pretty heavy duty, but we went to a grappa maker that was a artisanal grappa maker.
And I bet that was a fun day.
We started there at 10 a.m.
Oh, wow. What a great way to start off the day.
know.
That's how you know it's summertime, when you're drinking grappa at 10 a.m.
So I didn't buy any of the grappa, but I did buy this Amaro, and it's so interesting. Y'all can look this up. It is made with something called tonka, Tonka beans.
I have actually just recently learned about tonka beans. They were in a dessert that somebody made at one of my personal chef dinners a few months ago. And I did not know what it was.
Okay, so tonka beans are a bean from Italy, from South America that got to Italy there's a lot of South American influences in Sicily, so I did bring also chocolate.
Oh, good. We were on the same wavelength
yeah, of
today.
course we are.
That's beautiful.
So anyway, the tonka beans have been, they've been illegal in the United States to bring them in.
Okay, yes, that was one of the things that my chef friend told me as well.
So, of course, I had to buy that Amaro because I was like, yes.
Because you can't get this, obviously,
you can't get this in the States. So this is from Cantina Traman. So we were there for a week. We went to 12 different wineries. So I want you to grab a piece. This is from Traman, which we can buy here in the United States. This Traman wine, we could buy this. But this was, and Kellerei, everything's in German, French, and English in that part of Italy. Anyway, these wines are great. This chocolate is made with white wine.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe how good that is?
Wow. The center of it is so creamy.
That's the white wine.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. This is really delicious. Mm-hmm. This is putting my Delta snacks to shame.
No, it's two totally different things. Okay, so Amaro can be used as a digestif. It is sweet and bitter at the same time. So let's try it with our chocolate.
Oh, wow. I love Amaro.
I do too.
And I know you were the one that introduced me to Amaro. And I have kept a bottle of the Montenegro Amaro in my bar ever since, because I truly do think that after you've had a night of big eating and drinking, that to come home and have one of these, it just puts your stomach at ease. It just really calms you down. It's very medicinal.
It is.
But
and they used to use it as that. That's how it came about.
And that looks like an apothecary
bottle.
I know,
isn't that great?
I think it's gorgeous.
Okay, I get the cinnamon. I get the bitterness, I get the sweetness. I just love this.
Now this one is not as viscous as maybe that Montenegro one.
We need to look to see what the alcohol is for the Montenegro one. It may be a little bit more, but this is 40%. So
yeah, this is really, I like it is not as cough syrupy consistency as the Montenegro, and it's a little more spicy, I think.
Yeah, it's got more, that's the tonka bean, I think, that spiciness. But it almost tastes like cinnamon, cardamom, cloves. I gave it to my husband when I came home. Hi, sweetie, here, try this. And he said cloves, which I hadn't thought about, but it really does.
Yeah, I get that. That is really tasty. I really enjoy that. I guess I'm gonna have to go to Italy to get some of that. Oh,
okay,
delicious.
so those were my 2 finds and shopping, but I have something else to share, Lee.
Okay, so tell me about it.
Okay.
This is beautiful. This looks very summery.
So take a look. This is a blueberry salsa that I made. So easy. So when you're making a salsa, you want to think about something fresh, and so tomatoes or blueberries, and they're in season now, people. Something spicy, so I used a little bit more of that red jalapeno. Something sweet, so I used like a tablespoon of honey. Something acidic, so I used some lemon juice and a little salt and pepper. And that's pretty, and an herb. And so I used cilantro, but you could use parsley, dill's really good. And something like this with fruit mint is great. So
it's
easy.
Very unusual, and I'm just gonna share our little before shooting. Our producer Grant had said that we changed his life with blueberries because he never had a blueberry in this fashion before.
Yeah.
So, and you can make a fruit salsa out of pineapple, mango, anything. Strawberries are great. Strawberries and jalapeno are great together too. So this is beautiful on this gorgeous grilled pork chop, which definitely looks like a summer cookout.
Yes.
But you can just eat it plain on some chips.
So please help yourself. So just on a tortilla chip, this makes great salsa. So whatever
Except the blueberries might kind of roll off a little bit.
Yeah.
This might be messier than the tomato sandwich.
Oh, yum. Okay. All right, so now taste this again with your sparkly wine, because the sparkly wine is going to match this. I mean, it's not that this wine is going to match everything in the whole world, but it's going to come close. And you know, sparkling wine is a great thing to serve from appetizer through dessert, because it cleanses the palate, it's light. I was
going to say, it's kind of neutral, like it's not overwhelming anything. And this is a sipper that you could just, on a hot day, might go down way too easily, but very good.
Oh my gosh.
That is amazing. People are going to be mind blown with that. It's so simple, but just very unusual.
Green onions. Shoot, green onions. Anyway, I'll have the recipe below. I get excited.
Yes, so good.
Yum. Okay, Lee. So what do you think? Summer, travel?
Yeah, you can't get enough of it. You know, I was talking to somebody the other day and saying you miss summer as a kid, that feeling that you knew it was summer, or you'd go to the pool all day and come home exhausted, and you kind of miss that. But I think that as adults, we can really, because we still have to go to work and do that sort of stuff, but we can get our own summer feeling, even if we don't go anywhere, by just enjoying some nice sparkling wine, the bounty of the season, which is just
bounty of the season, right?
Just going to a farmer's market in the summer is so much fun. So yeah, we have to cultivate our own special summer feeling now that we're adults, and I think we kind of showcase that today.
We did. All right, so cheers to summer.
Yes, and
summer travel, and travel in a glass, right?
Absolutely. Cheers.
If you liked our segment on Scrumptious Summer, please like and subscribe.
All of the recipes and information will be found down below. Cheers.